Hey, it's Joe from VCAM TV Studios, and I'm back with another obscure reality show that you guys just have to see. And if you know me, you know I love a good cover song. But it always seems to be by a younger artist covering an artist that inspired them. It rarely goes the other way. Now, every so often, you'll get like a Rick Astley covering Post Malone.
You know I say that I am better now. I only say that 'cause you're not around.
Or Toto covering Weezer. It seems like every artist eventually makes a Beatles cover.
Suddenly, I'm not half the girl I used to be. Golden slumbers fill your eyes. See the sky with diamonds.
But Paul never covers one of their songs. You won't see him singing one of Ed Sheeran's hits. And in the summer of 2005, NBC answered my prayers. They said, hey, remember those acts that had huge hit songs? What if we made them compete against each other like they were on American Idol? They can sing their big hit, but then they have to sing something modern. The show was called Hit Me Baby One More Time. And each week, 5 acts would compete in an interactive battle of the bands. The studio audience would choose a winner. And between me and you, I think the studio audience got it wrong almost every single week. This show is a lot like watching a Celebrity Jeopardy or Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. The acts aren't competing for prize money. Anything they win goes to a charity. Though, in some cases, it really does look like they could use the money themselves. Our host is this Australian guy who looks like the year 2001 if it were a person.
Conquered America in the mid-80s with hard-rocking party anthems and high-voltage sex appeal.
High voltage?
High voltage.
Sex appeal? It's AC.
It's Loverboy.
Loverboy? Huh. I'd mock this intro more, but Loverboy's pretty good. I've seen him live. They're just guys who work for the weekend. These guys.
Fist-pumping party anthems like Working for the Weekend ensured that Loverboy's seduction with the pop charts would be long and fulfilling.
Lover boys. Lover boys. Boys.
Everyone's watching to see what you will do.
Really? Boys.
Everyone's looking at you. Come here, lover boy.
Hard to call yourself lover boys when you're wearing dad rock jackets.
You want a piece of my heart? You made a star from the start.
And this guy looks like Brian Knobs if he was trying to sell me insurance.
You wanna be in the show? Come on, baby, let's go.
So while Loverboy's vocals aren't as strong as they would have been in the 80s, they didn't come out here and embarrass themselves. So that's a win. And I just love how fake studio crowds are for these ensemble music shows. You think this girl or this girl knows anything about Loverboy? This crowd is as fake hype as the one in the New Year's Eve performance that Weezer put on for Can't Knock the Hustle.
Tell me, what was the inspiration behind Working for the Weekend?
Yeah, it's a working man's song all about partying.
Oh, the song was about partying. Why else would you work for the weekend? This is where Hit Me Baby One More Time throws us the first curveball. The second song that each act has to perform must be a modern hit. And I'm thinking, well, Loverboy is kind of pop rock from the 80s. They'll probably do whatever pop rock was current in the last 5 years. Somewhere between 99, 2004, 2005. Like, I don't know, Smash Mouth or Sugar Ray, Good Charlotte.
We're doing Hero by Enrique Iglesias.
Enrique Iglesias was not the music I was expecting Loverboy to want to cover. Oh, that could be a huge train wreck. Hit Me Baby One More Time tried to be diverse with the acts that they chose. It wasn't just going to be all rock bands. So we're going to get CeCe Peniston.
Former beauty queen CeCe Peniston was crowned a dance floor diva when her disco-fied single Finally took it into the top 5 in 1991. The multi-platinum smash earned CeCe a following of millions, including former President Bill Clinton,
Yeah, I'm sure it was the music why Bill Clinton invited you to the White House.
who tapped the church-trained vocalist to perform at his inaugural celebration.
I mean, look at that guy. He probably loved his early 90s dance pop. Is her backup dancer Hyde from that 70s show? Back when he could just dance all day and not have to worry about life in prison? And CeCe's another act who doesn't embarrass herself. I think she's pretty on point vocally.
What was it like performing for the President of the United States?
It constituted a critical lapse in judgment and a personal failure on my part, for which I am solely and completely responsible.
Oh man, it was such an honor. You know, I know it's something that not everyone gets asked to do, and it definitely was an honor and a pleasure.
So CeCe made dance music in the early 90s, which makes me think that if this was based in the year 2005, she's probably gonna pick, I don't know, Destiny's Child or some early Beyonce. But no!
I'll be doing There You'll Be by Faith Hill.
Our third act is Flock of Seagulls, and I remember seeing this guy on Bands Reunited, another show I will eventually cover, and he just did not want to perform with the rest of his crew.
My mission is to go and find the original members of a Flock of Seagulls and ask them if they're willing to reunite for a one-night-only gig in your native England. How does that sound? Would you be into that?
Probably not.
But he seems a little bit more game to perform on this show.
I walk along the avenue. I never thought I'd meet a girl like you. Meet a girl like you.
And the crowd is way louder for Flock of Seagulls. This was when Grand Theft Auto Vice City was giving Iran a second life. But I can't help but feel a little let down that we're not getting a true Flock of Seagulls experience.
The crowd is moving near a stone. Aurora Borealis comes in view.
Aurora Borealis.
Aurora comes in view.
Instead of having the head of hair, he looks more like Tony Little. And I think, is he gonna sell me a gazelle?
Where did the inspiration for the name A Flock of Seagulls come from?
Originally it came from the book Jonathan Livingston Seagulls, and then also from a band called the Stranglers doing a song which had the name in it. So
I'm like 90% convinced that our host is a robot. And you can tell that the lead singer of Flock of Seagulls is sick of being asked about his hair.
You were my hair idol. Where's it gone?
it's back here now.
So what song is Flock of Seagulls gonna cover? Well, they're gonna cover Mr. Alexa Bliss himself, Ryan Cabrera.
We're going to do a song by Ryan Cabrera called On the Way Down.
A staple of any 2K Girls music collection. Continuing with our musical diversity, let's get a little rap on this show with Arrested Development.
Arrested Development inspired a multi-platinum following as they lifted hip-hop to higher ground.
And does anything sound more pretentious than how their music is described by our narrator?
Our next band used a little divine inspiration.
One of my favorite creators on YouTube is Todd in the Shadows. He's got a series called Train Records and another one, One Hit Wonderland. And I wanted to see how many artists that he's covered popped up on this show. As of the recording of this video, this will be our second one. And Arrested Development still perform with the old man in his rocking chair. And if you've watched the Todd in the Shadows episode about Arrested Development, didn't the woman who was the lead singer hate the main guy who was the rapper? Is that her? Wait, who's this woman? She wasn't in the band intro.
Take me home, take me home.
But Speech, why do they call you Speech?
Basically, when I started doing hip hop and rhyming, I felt like Speech was the best name for that because of the whole just, using them words to, capture the audience. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they call him Speech because he uses his words. Brilliant. Now I see why they won a Grammy. We're only a couple acts in, and I've already given up trying to pinpoint what the artist is going to choose for a contemporary song. It seems like they're just picking them out of a hat at this point.
We're going to do Los Lonely Boys Heaven, so goodbye!
Yeah, that's exactly what I would have thought they would have chose.
Next performer grew up in the OC and transformed from mall rat to multi-platinum goddess.
Our next act is Tiffany, who seems like she's a little too important to be booked on a show like this. But here she is. My honest opinion, in 2005, Tiffany just kind of looked like a hot MILF. And in 2005, must have stumbled upon a Jessica Simpson cloning machine. If this song doesn't make you go full Joey Gladstone, then you and I can't be friends.
Don't think we're alone now.
I'm doing Breakaway by Kelly Clarkson.
Finally, somebody picks a song that seems like it would fit their style. You see, kids, if you work hard and write something as catchy as Working for the Weekend, you too can have your own boat. I'm gonna ask for you guys to respond in the comments, but does the lead singer sound like John Lovitz?
I think we lasted this long because of the songwriting. I guess it went 2 times platinum, now 5. Losing his mind. And I'm reaping all the benefits.
And Loverboy has somehow managed to turn Enrique Iglesias into an 80s rock power ballad.
Would you dance if I asked you to dance? Would you run and never look back?
With some real divorced dad type energy coming out of it.
I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain.
Because when I listen to Enrique Iglesias, I think this needs to sound a little bit more like Bon Jovi. This woman in the crowd has some real dead eyes going on. Like she's regretting accepting those free tickets to come see a bunch of old bands play. Well, that's nice of Cece. Her and her husband invite the crew over to have a cookout. Well, Cece still has it.
She's just taken the roof off.
Did you mean blown the roof off? 'Cause taken isn't a thing. You can mock Flock of Seagull all you want, but they have a home studio. Do you? And Flock of Seagull's cover of Ryan Cabrera's On the Way Down sounds like the 2004 Franz Ferdinand style.
On the way down, I saw you and you saved me from myself. But I won't forget the way you loved me. On the way down, I almost fell right through. But I held on to you.
Rock! So where are Speech and the rest of the group now? It's not Tennessee.
Take me to another place. I live in Fayetteville, Georgia.
Tennessee to Georgia isn't that dramatic of a move. Why'd you build it up like that? That'd be like a Mainer moving to New Hampshire. It's not like somebody who went all the way across the country. Just a strange way to build that up. One of the things you'll notice about Hit Me Baby One More Time is the rappers kind of cheat the idea of doing a cover song.
How far is heaven?
Yeah, from the church to liquor store, we search for healing. Big crowded world feeling lonely Cubans. I'm an MC battling with melody in me.
The way they approach it is more like a sampling of the record. They add completely new verses, but the hook is the same.
How far is heaven? And I know that I need to change.
I dug the vibe of what Arrested Development did with Los Lonely Boys Heaven.
We are living.
Yeah.
How far is heaven?
This is the kind of conscious rap that I could have seen them doing in that time period. And to the shock of no one, Tiffany is still really good at singing. Probably because she was still making music at that time period. And the song she chose fit her like a glove.
Make a wish, take a chance, make a change, and break away.
The artist with the most votes will receive a $20,000 donation to their favorite charity.
I wonder how many of the artists who performed tonight were like, hey, I could use that 20K too. Our winners for night one are Arrested Development, which I didn't see coming. Flock of Seagulls had the loudest crowd. I thought Cece was the best on point vocally, and Tiffany nailed her song. But okay, I won't argue with this one. Solid pick. Episode 2 begins with another rock band, The Knack. And I'm kind of rooting for them because that's the type of music my dad makes. And, it's just a sentimental choice. And they also helped launch Weird Al's career.
Dubbed the new Fab Four by Rolling Stone magazine, their debut album, Get the Knack, struck gold within 13 days of its release.
The new Fab Four? Wow, well, you guys adding a lot of pressure for them to succeed.
To date, 6 million people have gotten the Knack, even President George W. Bush, who has My Sharona on his iPod.
I wonder if they've put being on George Bush's playlist in their Twitter biography. I get the feeling after watching this performance, this band has done the song so many times that they could do it in their sleep. He wants the touch of a younger kind, so then you cut to this younger kind in the crowd. And it's a good choice for these guys to open up the show. It really wakes the crowd up. I bet you've been in your car and you thought, wouldn't it be cool if a massive hit song was written about me? And then other people wonder, wait, who's Sharona? Why do I care about her? Whatever happened to Sharona?
What happened to your Sharona?
Well, she's one of the most successful real estate agents in Southern California now.
What cover version are you going to do for us later?
We're going to do Jets' Are You Gonna Be My Girl?
That actually makes sense. So this is our third entrant on the Todd in the Shadows Has Covered This Guy list. It's Hathaway.
Baby, don't hurt me, don't hurt me no more.
And if you've ever wondered how Hathaway felt about being mocked on SNL, this should give you your answer.
It kicked ass. It really gave it a future. It was great. It was fabulous. Really good.
And then he's the second artist this week to pick a song that logically fit his style of music.
Well, we're going to do a bit of Britney. Toxic.
Looking forward to that.
Gonna have a great time.
Next up is Tommy Two-Tone to do their hit song 867-5309, aka Jenny.
Our next act almost single-handedly took down the phone company with this smash hit.
I'm gonna guess Jenny didn't pick up because you're a peeping Tom.
Get out of here, you nosy little pervert, or I'm gonna slap you silly.
And this crowd loves themselves some power pop. Boy, is time cruel. 1 minute you're a hip rock star, and now you look like a dentist going on vacation.
Janet, Janet, who can I turn to? 8675309.
There's often times in the show where the crowd doesn't seem to really know the band's biggest hit. But that's not the case with Tommy Two-Tone.
8675309.
Wow, what happened for episode 2? Every artist is picking something that logically makes sense.
We're gonna do Small Things by Blink-182.
Our next act is The Motels. I went into Hit Me Baby One More Time expecting it to be somewhat of a car crash, but honestly, most of the bands and acts were pretty road tested by this point. They all knew how to perform in front of a live crowd. Things get a little awkward when the host asks Martha about groupies.
We all know about the stories of male rock stars and groupies, but what's the score with you?
Groupies?
Yeah?
There's a few in the green room backstage.
That's the right answer!
And Martha's gonna cover some Norah Jones.
Now, what cover version are you going to do for us later?
I'm gonna do Norah Jones, Don't Know Why.
Vanilla Ice is up next, and this was during that time period where he had a hard time embracing his pop star past, and anytime he would perform Ice Ice Baby, he felt the need to modernize it.
The blonde MC with shaved brows and attitude to burn melted down Pop's resistance to rap. Kick it.
It's no big secret that I'm a Vanilla Ice mark, so I would be just as hyped as this crowd. And it's no secret, Vanilla Ice can put on a show. And if you don't believe me, just ask his boy Donnie Berger.
We're gonna come back and do Destiny Child Survivor.
Vanilla Ice covering Beyonce. What is that gonna sound like?
My life has changed since the big success of the band in that I'm a lot more relaxed than I ever was before.
Doug Fieger is just a happy rock star, so I don't think you're gonna see it behind the music about the Knack anytime soon.
The Knack can't kill it with a stick.
And their performance is exactly what I wanted.
1, 2, 3, take my hand and come with me, because you look so fine that I really want to make you mine.
They've turned Jet into something that you would have heard coming out on their 1979 record.
I say, are you gonna be my girl?
But I don't think the general public really know what I look like. I had a fellow say to me, "Hey, I thought you were a white guy."
Okay, which one of you thought Hadaway was a white guy? He is playing into the stereotype. He's out here golfing every single day.
I still do a lot of sports. About 20 years ago, I thought golfing was stupid. Then I tried it. Then I discovered golf is probably the most difficult of any form of mental control, body control.
But then again, Michael Jordan golfs, so there's even a Michael Jordan golfing figure.
Baby, can't you see I'm calling? A girl like you should wear a warning.
The production team must have loved this girl in the front row. She is constantly being filmed, and I think it's because she's the only one who knows the words to everybody's song.
There's no escape, I can't wait.
Hadaway did a pretty cool cover of Britney Spears' Toxic.
The taste of your lips, I wanna ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping with the taste of your poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic?
You weren't gonna see the lead singer of The Knack get on his knees and slide across the stage.
You're toxic, I'm slipping with the taste of your poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic?
Hey, how's things going? Working for a financial company writing software for them.
Take a look at some issues that we're having.
All right.
Tommy Two-Tone, your company's IT guy.
Midnight, I come home, work sucks, what I know.
All this performance is missing are little people. You know, like the ones who were on stage with Blink-182 at the MTV Music Awards.
Say it ain't so, I will not go. Turn the lights off, carry me home.
You know how people make that joke that they're gonna run off and join the circus? Well, Martha actually did. Martha and the Motels actually rock up Norah Jones's sweet, soft piano ballad. What I like about Hit Me Baby One More Time is a lot of these artists did put a unique spin on the songs that they ended up covering.
From sold out stages to seconds from my life to rolling with Madonna to wrecking on my bike. We call it vibing.
Yeah, we call it vibing with Vanilla Ice. His live shows, a vibe. And I've gone to one of these shows and got to fist bump the man. And yeah, he's more of a host than he is a performer these days. Sure, he's gonna do a couple songs, But then he just brings a big Ninja Turtle out on stage.
When Dimebag starts drumming, America's in trouble and hip-hop is dying. He says some things about me, now the rap game is done. I'm a survivor, I've been around the block. I'm a survivor, I'm coming out of the box.
And to call this a cover of Beyonce's Survivor is a bit of a stretch. After all the acts perform, I feel like the Knack should win. So naturally the audience chooses Vanilla Ice. And then the host says that Vanilla Ice won by a mile.
You were tonight's audience favorite by a mile.
Which can't have made the other acts tonight feel very good. Week 3 begins with Wang Chung, so you know that the audience is gonna have fun tonight. Everybody's gonna have fun tonight.
Few understood the meaning of this mysterious mantra, but it didn't matter.
I Wang Chung, like a good patriot. It's pandemonium at the Garden. Wang Chung mania is running wild.
We drove 1,000,000 miles to be in Los Angeles tonight.
Liars.
And I was inside you.
Was Wang Chung all along?
Everybody Wang Chung tonight.
So what is Wang Chung gonna perform for us later in the evening? Alright, truth be told, this is one of the 2 things that I remembered many years later, and kind of the thing that I wanted to show everybody, and why this video was made.
We decided to do a song by Nelly called Hot in Here.
Our next act is Sophie B. Hawkins, who's going to sing her hit song, Damn, I Wish I Was Your Lover. But I, like Abed, prefer As I Lay Me Down.
I prefer As I Lay Me Down.
Me too. Is this studio audience ready to have their very own Sophie B. Hawkins dance?
I'll do some things to bring your pain. Be your mind and you won't feel shame. Sure, for me there is no other.
Sophie B. Hawkins is kind of reminding me of like an elementary school art teacher who joined her friends on stage to do karaoke. And it's adorable.
You're the only shoe that fits. I can't imagine how from where to be.
What a romantic lyric. Well, that's not fair. She's stripping to get the audience's approval. Do you think she wears this shirt in public hoping that people will recognize her? Sophie B. Hawkins chooses to cover Fight for Fighting's 100 Years. Our next act out is Cameo, and God, I hope the lead singer is wearing the red codpiece still. Add this to our Todd in the Shadows subject count list. This guy is great. He doesn't care how old he is. He's gonna continue wearing that red codpiece till he dies. And I can't tell if the crowd is moving organically because they're moved by the music,
Wave your hands in the air like you don't care. Glide by the people as they stop to look and stare.
or they're all scared by just how intense this lead singer's eyes are. Even though I believe our host is some sort of robot, he is also intrigued by that red codpiece.
I'm not gonna look down, but I've gotta get me one of those.
Episode 3 must have been the most memorable one of the show, because the other thing that I always remembered was that Cameo chose to cover 1985 by Bowling for Soup.
Well, we're going to do a song by a group called Bowling for Soup.
Unless you're a music nerd and you want to correct me and tell me that it's an SR-71 song. I know. Howard Jones comes out to perform his hit song, No One Is to Blame. And I'm a little disappointed. Where's the hair? But as an act, another old pro.
No one ever is to blame.
Does exactly what you'd expect him to.
But I'd like to do a Dido track. It's called White Flag.
Or as most of you know it, the song that's sampled in Eminem's Stan. And the last act to perform tonight is Irene Cara, doing her huge, monstrous hit, Going Bananas. Oh, it's actually What a Feeling. Damn it, I wanted the monkey song.
What a feeling, being relieving.
And I thought her vocals were a little shaky.
I can't have it, I know I'm dancing all my life.
but she still busts out the dance moves. The vocals are all over the place, but this crowd doesn't care. In their mind, they're on the set of Flashdance.
What cover version are you going to do for us later?
Anastasia's I'm Out of Love.
And oh god, it's happening.
I was like, good gracious, ass is bodacious. Flirtatious, trying to show patience. Waiting for the right time to shoot my steam. Waiting for the right time to flash my keys. I was outrageous, time my lasers. Oh, and the rest of my heathens.
Am I wrong, or could you see this cover version being in something like Grown Ups 3?
I need you to get up on the dance floor. Get that man what he asking for. Cause I feel like busting loose and I feel like touching you. I can't nobody stop the juice. So baby, tell me what's the use? I said it's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes. It's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes. Checking your reflection and telling your best friend, like, girl, I think my butt's getting big.
Week 3 is the night for batshit insane covers, cause now Sophie B. Hawkins is gonna give us a big band version of 100 Years.
I'm 15 for a moment, caught in between 10 and 20, and I'm just dreaming, counting the ways to where you are.
In her video package, it shows her going around town, riding her bicycle, painting away, but it makes no mention if she ever found a lover. Did she? Did she? Oh, thanks for solving that, Wikipedia.
There's time for just another moment. Just
Sophie B. Hawkins really wants to win tonight. She stripped in the first song and is now kissing fans during the second song.
I really like astrology and metaphysics. Well, we've got one more Mercury retrograde this year. Trying to find a way to live along with the grain of the universe.
After learning about this guy from Todd in the Shadows, is anybody shocked that he's into space and science? He is an alien, right?
I'm gonna be a star. She was gonna shake her booty on a hood of white snake car. Yellow SUV is now the enemy. Nothing has been right with her Irish life.
Bowling for Soup and funk music. Something that I never thought would go together. But Cameo is going to try to make it work.
There was Springsteen, Madonna, Daisy for Nirvana. There was U2 and Blondie too. Music on MTV.
I love Bowling for Soup, and I've seen them live. They could never be this funky.
But sweet teen in high school, they say you're uncool. She's preoccupied with 1985.
My mind is blown. I mean, listen to this guitar solo. I'm kind of digging that all these artists now have their own home studio. We learned that Howard Jones has become a Buddhist because, like Buddha once said, no one is to blame.
It's a philosophy for creating a peaceful world. That's why I've really got into it.
I'd say something snarky about Howard Jones's performance, but actually, I really dug it.
I will go down with this ship. I won't put my hands up and surrender. There will be no white flag above my door.
Irene Cara is now an office worker, and she has her own side performing group. They call themselves Hot Caramel. No, not Hot Sunday. That's Lisa Turtle, Kelly Kapowski, and Jesse Spano.
We're called Hot Caramel. It's a play on my name. It's Cara.
And they perform like office girls who moonlight at night at karaoke bars, pretending to be Destiny's Child.
I'm out of love, set me free, and let
3 was wild. Wang Chung just went for it. Cameo and Sophie B. Hawkins had some interesting reworks, and Howard Jones I thought sounded the best. So the studio audience naturally chose Irene Cara. You should never underestimate the voting bloc, that is women who wish that they were living in fame.
Catch an encore of tonight's Hit Me Baby One More Time on Bravo. Check your local listings.
And I'm not alone in thinking that Howard Jones sounded the best. When we open up week 4, the host lets us know that the online audience completely disagreed.
But for the first time, America disagreed. Online voters at NBC.com cast their ballots for Howard Jones.
And for week 4, they advertised the Baha Men. You don't just promise me the Baha Men and then not give me the Baha Men. Who was the substitute? Was it Billy Vera? Was it Club Nouveau? Because they weren't advertised, so one of them had to fill in for the big shoes of the Baha Men. It's week 4, and we're going to have another rock band pump up the crowd. It's Greg Kihn, and Greg Kihn has some bangers, and was parodied by Weird Al. He's going to do the breakup song.
The same old song, melancholy sound. All right.
This woman in the crowd is really feeling the music. The rock band's got no respect on this show. They come out, hype up the crowd, get everyone's energy up, but they haven't won a single night.
They don't rhyme like that anymore. They just don't rhyme like that anymore.
Well, every time I break up with somebody, I hit record.
He's like, you better not write about this. And I'm like, oh, I won't. Did you? Yes.
They're the same person.
Hit Me Baby One More Time was out at the same time Green Day was having a resurgence with American Idiot. So that's who the Greg Kihn Band is going to cover.
Green Day, Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Club Nouveau turned a classic soul ballad into an inspirational super champ for a new generation.
If you don't know them, they did a kind of funky cover of Lean On Me. Which sounds a lot like something you would hear in a Pitch Perfect movie. Or in like 10 seconds I'm gonna see a Nickelodeon kid come up and tell me how to do my part on Earth Day.
Give 1 can of soup.
1 sweater.
1 book. Write 1 letter. Plant 1 tree. Share 1 hour. 1 smile.
Lots of power.
If every kid did something small, it will add up to something big. That's all.
Actually, when we recorded the song and Bill heard it, he sent us a telegram saying thank you because we helped him build a wing onto his house and send his kids to school.
So if I'm reading between the lines, Bill Withers didn't exactly say he liked the song. He just said he liked the money.
We're going to do Thank You by Dido featuring Valerie Watson.
Coming up, Glass Tiger roars.
Their hit song was Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone. But they're on this show because clearly you forgot about them when they were gone.
Don't forget me when I'm gone. Oh, my heart would break.
This song is so cheesy, but I kind of love it.
Don't forget me when I'm gone. Oh, my heart would break. I have loved you for so long.
What we're going to do later for you, we're going to do a song by Vertical Horizon called Everything You Want.
Act number 4 is Billy Vera. Yes, the guy whose hit song came from Family Ties.
Kiss the ground that you walk on, baby.
And was also part of Alan's band in Boy Meets World.
What did you think I would do at this moment?
Family Ties made this song a huge hit, proving that Alex P. Keaton is a hit maker.
When you're standing before me with tears in your eyes, trying to tell me that you have found you a
The rock guys pump up the crowd, but I think the piano guys have sounded the best coming on this show.
And I'd fall down on my knees, kiss the ground that you walk on, baby. Well, I'm going to do that beautiful ballad by Ryan Cabrera called True.
Mr. Alexa Bliss is getting all the royalty money. And the final act of the night is Thelma Houston with her hit song, Don't Leave Me This Way.
Don't leave me this way, no.
The rock guys wake up the crowd, the piano guys have the best overall, but the divas, they got the best vocals. So people always give disco crap, and bad disco is painful. But when disco is done right, it's awesome. Thelma Houston is like every single diva who auditions for American Idol. They think that they can cover Alicia Keys' Fallen.
I keep falling in love with you.
Can she?
Well, I'm gonna do Fallen by the soulful Alicia Keys.
Greg Kihn is a real Renaissance man. He had a radio show, he's off writing novels, just living the life.
Life is pretty good, you know, there is life after rock and roll.
And he does a very bar band version of Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's home to me and I walk alone.
Nothing special, but these are my people.
Sometimes I wish someone out there would find me. Till then I walk alone.
Oh, never mind, he just kicked it into another gear.
Walking down the line that divides me somewhere in my mind. On the borderline of the edge, and that's where I walk alone.
This is awesome. So what's Club Nouveau been up to? Well, he's a family man. But what's more important than family to him? Dominoes.
I love music, but dominoes is what I want to do now. I want to start a professional domino league. I'm like the Michael Jordan of dominoes.
She's gonna call him under mine. I got out of bed at all. Morning rain clouds up my window, and I can't see at all.
Comment below if you only hear this song as the Stan sample.
Even if I could, it all be great. Was your picture on my wall? It reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad.
Glass Tiger does a serviceable job of Vertical Horizon, even if you can smell the Canadian coming off this cover.
He's everything you are. He's everything you need. He's everything inside of you that you wish you could be. He says all the right things at exactly the right time, but he means nothing to you, and you don't know why.
Man, post-rock stardom does not sound that fancy. You got Billy Vera doing voiceover work, which kind of fits him.
I do voiceovers for money, but hurry, this loaded monster chicken will soon fly the coop.
And Thelma Houston just makes her own clothes.
And I have a small little line of clothes that I sell on my website. That's from my era. Ain't nothing but going back to the 70s.
I wonder if Thelma Houston now has an Etsy shop. Nothing too noteworthy about Billy or Thelma's cover versions.
I keep on falling in love with you.
I've waited all my life to cross this line to the only thing that's true. So it's time to try anything to be with you.
It's a nice performance. Was it memorable? No. Memorable is when you go actually see Ryan Cabrera, and when he performs the song, his string breaks, and then he tries to go to his backup guitar, and he doesn't even have batteries for that. And at the end of the night, I think I want Greg Kihn to win. I thought Thelma was the best vocally.
It's Thelma
Houston!
And our final week opens up with the host coming out and saying, we actually disagree with last week's winner.
But America, for the second straight week, you didn't agree. Oh no!
The online audience thought that Glass Tiger was the best. That's right, all of Canada must have hopped on the website and voted.
In the early 80s, Juice Newton threw her musical cards on the table and drew a chart-topping hand with the infectious country pop smashes Angel of the Morning and Queen of Hearts.
We're gonna get our first country act. It's Juice Newton. And to nobody's shock, the country band is tight musicianship-wise. What's Juice Newton gonna do later in the show?
We are going to do a version of an Ashley Simpson song called Pieces of Me.
And if you want to see me cover Ashley Simpson, our next act is Animotion, and if you don't think 80s WWF, we probably can't be friends.
You are an obsession, you're my obsession. What do you want me to be to make you sleep with me?
I had to look up if Animotion were husband and wife, because that's what they kind of remind me of, and that this is some lounge act that they do together to entertain their house guests. And wow, the instrumental must have been burned way too hard into my brain, because I never paid attention to the lyrics. And these are some corny lyrics.
What do you want me to be to make you sleep with me? I'll feed you, I'll drink you, by day and by night.
Of circumstance in your naked dreams. We're going to do Days Go by Dirty Vegas.
Days Go by Dirty Vegas. I haven't really thought about that song in a long time. Our next act is Shannon, who had the hit song Let the Music Play, aka SOS.
Let the music play, you won't get away. This groovy candy monkey won't leave you anymore.
And I would actually recommend Jordan Sparks' cover of it.
Let the music play, he won't get away. This groovy candy monkey won't leave you anymore.
Shannon's voice is pretty shot, but she goes for it with the dance moves. And I would say she's probably one of the liveliest performers that we've had hit the stage.
I'm gonna do Foolish by Ashanti.
Our next act is PM Dawn, and I just kind of want to share with you this mashup I made on Rave DJ, where I mixed them up with Daffy Duck.
But your dad, you with his trident and you're dead. With his trident and you're dead. That's how you know you're in love. That's how you feel when you're in love. Yeah, I like to say what's up to God. Yeah, I like to say what's up to God.
I didn't realize this was a religious song. How come they can't have backup dancers? You're gonna make this one guy do all the work? Well, it's good to see the Wheel of Random Song is back for the final show.
We're gonna do Blurry, Puddle of Mud.
PM Dawn covering Puddle of Mud was not something I was expecting.
It was Blonde Ambition that helped this 80s new wave band find the top of the charts.
What was this scream? Our last act for the night is Missing Persons. And besides the motels, it's the only other act that I had to go on Wikipedia to look up. The show sold them like they were some sort of can't-miss band, but they only had 2 years of chart success, and the highest ranking of their 2 songs both hit number 42 on the Billboard chart, and they were off the same album.
Do you hear me? Do you care? Do you hear me? Do you care?
But I actually had heard their music before, being a Beavis and Butthead fan.
Do I care? No.
They're gonna come back later and do a Kylie Minogue song.
Now, a little later on, you're going to be doing Kylie Minogue's Can't Get You Out of My Head. Is that right?
Yes, thank you.
I have 3 little dogs that sleep under the covers with me. It gets a little crowded.
I have some fish, and I have an iguana. That's Bob.
Wait a minute. Did she have any kids? She did, but apparently they're not as important as the iguana or the dogs. The crowd, like myself, enjoys the music of Ashlee Simpson. Emotion comes out next and proves, yeah, I guess it is possible to make early 2K dance music sound like Vegas lounge pop. And Shannon does a solid enough cover of Foolish.
Baby, I don't know why you wanna do me wrong. See, when I'm home, I'm all alone, and you're always gone.
When I grow up, I want to be just like PM Dawn. They spend their time playing old video games, chilling with the fam, and listening to records.
Prince B and our hobby is listening to records.
We've been collecting records for 20-something years now. I like old games, like the 80s, stuck in that world.
And to my complete shock, doing a Casey and JoJo-like cover of classic butt rock works.
I could be a spirit, imagine where you are, the oceans in between us.
I really like the way they do the hook in this song. Feels like something you would hear on a movie soundtrack. Bribing the audience with roses. Bold strategy. Let's see if that pays off. Missing Persons does a sort of Rob Zombie, spooky interpretation of Kylie Minogue. And I've dug how a lot of these artists have stayed true to themselves and done what they felt like when it came to reinterpreting a modern hit. Out of all the acts that performed tonight, I wouldn't be upset if Animotion won, but truthfully, this feels like PM Dawn's night.
The votes have been tallied, and it's the closest vote we've ever had.
And it was. PM Dawn wins.
It's PM Dawn!
And since there was no Week 6, you had to go online to find out that the popular vote went to Juice Newton. Now, those were the 5 episodes that ran in the summer of 2005 on NBC. It didn't do the best ratings, but I kinda always remembered the show for some outrageous performances. They should bring it back. Before they brought Hit Me Baby One More Time to America, they had to try it out in the UK. They had some different acts, more European-centric.
This love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before.
You had Sabrina. For some reason, Jordan Knight was there?
Baby, I just don't get it. Do you enjoy being hurt? I know you smell the perfume, the makeup on your shirt.
And they got Belinda Carlisle, probably because she lives in the UK. So you could see her doing a Coldplay cover.
Nobody said it was easy. I had such a shame for us to find. Nobody said it was easy.
Now, there was crossover. Of course, you did get both Hathaway and Tiffany on each version. And then when we got Thelma Houston as our disco diva, they got Gloria Gaynor. Now, when this show came out, you had acts from the very late 70s to probably the earliest parts of the 90s compete. So what if you did this show 18 years later? Do you get acts from the mid-90s to maybe 2014, 2015? Who do you get? Corbin Bleu? Bowling for Soup? Do you get Good Charlotte? Do you get Ashley Tisdale? Danity Kane? What about Jordan Sparks? I mean, if you're going to go full American Idol, Ruben Studdard, Blake Lewis, they had sort of low charting hits. What are they up to? Do you get Foster the People? What about Walk the Moon? What about Juicy J? Yin Yang Twins? Trick Daddy? Trina? Mark McGrath always seems game for stuff like this. Let me hear who you would pick down in the comments, and maybe what song they should cover. It could be something like when T-Pain was on Yahoo Music and did Gavin DeGraw's I Don't Wanna Be. Anyway, if you like this, I talk about a bunch of other reality shows, music-related stuff. I talk about old music videos in some of these videos. And come on, help me with the algorithm, guys. I can't pay for all this junk by myself.